baby, boy, girl, kids, man, woman, adults. Here is a village on a hill. A hill and a village on top of it. In the village, there are lots of babies. There are lots of boys and lots of girls. Boys and girls. There are lots of kids in the village on the hill. There's lots of women and lots of men in the village. Lots of adults. Young, old. Babies are younger than kids. Kids are a little older than babies. Kids are younger than adults. Adults are a lot older than kids. But these men and women are young. They're young adults. They're all young people. They're all young. In the village, on the hill, there's lots of young people. But where are all the old people? Where are the old people? There's lots of young men and women, but where are the old men and women? There aren't any. There are no old men and no old women in the village. That's strange. This village is strange. Near the hill is a cliff. Not far away, near the hill is a cliff. Cliffs are different from hills. They're different. When you walk up one side of a hill, then when you reach the top of the hill, then you can walk back down the other side. You can walk back down the other side. But when you walk up to the top of a cliff, you can't walk down the other side. The other side of the cliff is an edge. An edge. Cliffs and hills are different. On the hillside are lots lots of sheep. The men of the village look after the sheep. They spend most of their day working with the sheep. Most of their day they spend working with the sheep. That is their job. Different people have different jobs. Different jobs. The job of the men in this village is to look after the sheep. They never take the sheep to the cliff, because the sheep might fall off the edge of the cliff. The sheep might fall off the cliff. So the men never take the sheep from the hill to the cliff. This old man is the father of this young man. This young man is the son of this old man. Father, son. This old woman is the mother of this young man. Son, mother. In this family are a father and mother, parents, a son and daughter, children. Family, parents, children. Day, month, year. Day, month, year. A few times a year, a son from one of the families of the village walks down the hill with his old father or his old mother. Together, they walk down the side of the hill and then up to the top of the cliff. The son always comes back from the cliff to the village. He comes back alone, without his father or without his mother. These are houses. One house, two houses, three houses, four houses. In one of the houses of the village live Richard and his family. This is Richard's father, and this is Richard's mother. His dad and his mum. Dad mum. The family live in this house. Richard's father is getting old. He's getting old. He's becoming old. His legs, 2 legs, are getting bad. His legs are bad. He can't walk much. He can't walk much. He can't work. He can't look after. He can't look after the sheep on the hillside. He can't do his job. He's getting old. He spends his whole day inside the house. He spends his whole day inside the house. He doesn't go outside. Richard knows that soon he has to take his father to the cliff. But Richard is scared. He's scared. He doesn't want to take his father to the cliff. It's time. It's time. Richard and his father leave the house. They walk down to the bottom of the hill, and then they walk together up to the top of the cliff. Sitting, standing. Richard and his father are standing at the top of the cliff. This year is 2023. Many years ago, when Richard's father was a young man, he pushed his own father off the cliff. And now it's Richard's turn to push his father off the cliff. It's his turn. It's time. But Richard is different. He's different. Richard isn't like all the other sons in the village. He's different from them. He's different from the other sons in the village. The village on the hill is poor. It's a poor village. The people of the village are poor. They don't have much money. They don't have much money. They're poor. This year is 2023. A few years ago, Richard was also poor. He was poor like everyone else in the village. He was the same as them. But now he has lots of money. He has lots of money. Now he's different. Over the last few years, he's become rich. Richard has become rich. He has a lot of money. One day, all the people of the village come to see Richard. They come to Richard and they ask him a question. The people ask Richard a question. They ask him, how did you get so rich? How do you have so much money? Richard answers them. He gives them an answer. He says, I'm different. I'm different from you. Years ago, when I walked up the cliff to the top of the cliff with my father, with my dad, I also came back down with him. I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone. I was with my dad. Richard didn't push his father, his dad, off the cliff. He took his father back to their house and he hid his father in the house. His father is an old man. He's an old man and he learnt lots during his life. He learnt lots during his life. All the knowledge that Richard's father learnt during his life helped Richard to become rich. With the knowledge of his father, Richard became rich. From that day onward, no old man and no old woman was taken to the cliff. All right. See ya. Did you like this video? If you want, you can help me to make more videos. You can support me on Patreon. The link is in the description below.